And we're live!
Thanks, Jimmy!
You're welcome, Dave.
And welcome to the Tears My Glutes podcast, episode number 9. I'll be hosting for
9.
tonight.
We're almost at 10.
10!
We
We
can just do something special.
We can totally count, guys.
Just do another episode.
Yeah.
That's special.
So, I am David Chang. I am hosting tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about friends, nerd friends, and how that contributes to your fandom. Joining me tonight are Jimmy, aka Swoltac. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. Didn't see you there. I'm sorry.
You are the glutes over my hammies. We got Tsushima Joe over here.
Gluteshima, or...
Glute?
What?
Glutashima?
Gluteshima Joe.
Gluteshima. I don't know.
Glutashima Joe. Well, it says whatever. Joe, what's up?
Joe. What's up, man?
And last but not least, Julia at Just Julia Glute to Kill.
Like shoot.
Oh, thank you for explaining
Thank you for the time.
Well, you know what? Some people might not have gotten it.
To be honest, I didn't know. I didn't get the joke.
There you go.
So
That's
thank
what
you.
I'm-
Thank you, Julia.
You're welcome, man.
Alright.
Last
Okay.
but not least, I think that was the least.
Oh, gosh.
She's
Joe.
also the newest member of our team.
Okay, fine. Based on hierarchy. That's how it is, right?
Fine,
I'm the bottom.
I'm not the
I'm
bottom
the bottom
bottom anymore. Carry me.
That
Kohai.
Japanese hierarchy.
Um,
Look at all these kohai that I have to preside over.
Finally, someone
Okay.
can fetch me my drinks.
Get your own drink, man.
So a lot of tonight's show actually spawned from the usual late night parking lot discussion that Joe and I had with one of our buddies, and it involved. God, sorry. I was like, I'm gonna say words, but they're not coming out of my mouth. But it involved basically having friends in real life, friends in the fandom, because we all know that. Or at least I feel like most of us know that, you can find companionship in Twitter, forums, online communities, and whatnot. I mean, if you're watching this show, we are your online buddies, kind of. If you go to Stage 48, you have an entire community for the 48 group over there. And there are plenty of other bulletin boards, forums, message boards, even websites that you can go to and interact with other fans of idols. But one key thing for foreign fans is that we are so few and far between that it tends to be rare that we would actually know other in real life fans. For example, none of my actual friends from before getting into idol fandom are into idols.
Oh.
Hey, poor soul.
Spoiler alert.
So, wait, what?
I don't know.
That was the ending of Dave's bio. Now we
Thanks
just
for listening to the Tears of My Glutes podcast. We'll see you next week. No, but
The entire podcast was spoiled.
yeah,
I thought he was gonna
Damn
have a friend.
that's
I'm saving that for
terrible.
episode 50.
But yeah, so I mean, I have plenty of friends who are like into anime, who have passing interest in J-pop, Japanese culture, and media and stuff like that. But none of them are actually into idols the way I am. Like, I had one friend who was a roommate, who was my companion in the beginning of like idol fandom for a while, but he dropped out pretty quickly, and so kind of had to like lone wolf it for a while.
He wasn't one of the chosen, the elect.
She didn't choose him. But what I wanna know is, how do you think that affects you guys? Like, do you think it's important to actually have real life friends that are participating in the same thing that you do? I mean, like Jimmy, for example, you're into powerlifting. Do you feel like you have to have friends that are into powerlifting or at least fitness or something like that?
I don't want to say it's like a complete like necessity, because it was kind of the same for me. Even like, let's say like with powerlifting, right? Like initially when I got into fitness, it was more about the bodybuilding and like physique and things like that. And then eventually I discovered I like being fat and strong. So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna peace out, guys. You can keep your abs, you know. Like, I'm just gonna eat fries.
You don't
and,
really think that. You really
Like-
want abs.
That's why I'm trying to make weight now for a lower weight class. But anyways, that's besides the point. What is it? But so when I transitioned over, it was kind of lonely at first, right? Like because everyone was doing their very like bodybuilding workouts where it was like, oh, today's gonna be my chest and arms day, whereas for me like, well, I need to do deadlifts today, and so I mean, even at first I was kind of doing it on my own anyways, and that was fine. But I mean, finding like a community, like I started going to like a powerlifting gym in San Diego, and I had a coach and everything like that. That definitely kind of took my training to like the next level. And so looking into like idol fandom and stuff like that too, it's like, I mean, I was still, before I met all you guys and had IRL friends for idols, it was like, I mean, I was still doing my thing, I was still enjoying it, but I think having or real life friends with idols kind of like brought it to a new place, a different direction, I guess. So.
Why are you making those faces and moving like that? I don't get it.
Because he's not sure, man. What about you, Joe?
What about me?
So
What about me?
what is your? I mean, I brushed upon it earlier, but what is your background in terms of idol fandom
Well,
in relation to like people in real life?
oh, okay, like actually meeting people?
Yeah.
So, like, I used to run this blog. I still kind of put stuff on it. Number one, where I'd like just randomly like blog. What is it? Just like random things. Like I'd watch something and blog about it. It was actually inspired like in the old days when like people would blog about anime, right? Like they'd take screenshots and put funny
Right.
captions. Yeah, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna do that with like NMB, right? And there's this guy that posted on my thing, and like he'd like because he was interested in all the whatever I was talking about. And I think because I often like be off topic and start talking about random crap. I think one time I mentioned like martial arts, right? And he's like, "Yo, dude, like I'm into martial arts too." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, and it was like Jeet Kune Do, right? I'm like, "Yo, dude, I like train under like this guy," and he's like, "Oh, I actually train under this guy," or I've taken a seminar by Santo. I don't know if any of you guys know who Santo is, but he's like Bruce Lee's most famous student. And I'm like, oh yeah, like my teacher is like also a first gen like Bruce Lee student. Oh okay, and then like because of that like you learned that we were close, right? I don't know how it happened. We just started talking like, oh where are you from? He's like, oh I'm actually in the same city as you. I'm like, dude, there's somebody in like the same city as me that like likes NMB. Like what the hell is this?
Right.
Like off the internet too, right? Like what are the chances like you just go on the internet and like, hey, this guy lives next to me?
It's
Which actually
fake,
happened.
man.
It
It's
happens.
actually happened twice. Snowman actually lives like down the street from me. But anyway, so like he checked out my blog. He's like, "Yo, dude, we should get something to eat." I'm just like, okay. And I mean, like we're in the area, right? So like I go eat with him. He's a chill guy. And that's actually the first time like I actually hung out with somebody. And I actually don't really remember it. I just remember like what we got because I wanted to try like this burger and it's like actually pretty expensive. I don't think it was worth it. But yeah, like we started hanging out. We still talk. He's not as much an Idol fan or NMB fan as he was. I say that, but then like he bought like this cardboard stand-up of like Psycho. It's like this guy.
What?
This
That's
came in
very
like yesterday.
Oh, we
So-
should go and take pictures with it.
Julian just wants to go.
Oh wait, like who met it? Oh no, it was RJ, Serena, and Henry Tron. Okay.
Wait, what
Hey,
about?
At the BBQ, right? They met you when you had a.
No,
they met him
no,
one day.
is that
They met
AX? Because he worked Danny Chu's booth,
you.
Oh.
so and he got Serena a poster, I think.
Nice.
Anyway.
Looking it up.
That's the story of how I met my first friend.
Nice. Your first friend ever.
Well, like
Cool.
it's
No,
kind
I
of
just.
Young Joe last year.
it's kind of like a lot of stuff spawned from that, but like it's kind of weird because like when I meet somebody, like it's not like oh finally like there's somebody I can talk to about like idol stuff. It's more like I'm still evaluating them like as a friend. Like
Right.
what kind of person are you? Like what's your style of humor like? Which I think is like number one, the most important for me. Like trying to figure out how people like laugh, I guess, or like what people laugh at.
Mhm.
Which is actually kind of this is getting pretty deep, but yeah. So like that's to me that's more important than like, oh, you like idols, I like idols too. Now we can talk about like what happened on 91 the Deshko last week or whatever. Like, okay, but like did we laugh at the same things, or like are we into the things the same way, or like what else do you do? Like do you approach those other things the same way that you approach this? Is how I think like when I actually when I met everybody.
Yeah.
And even when I meet people now.
Because I think for me, if I think about it, it's kind of like the same thing, right? Like if we bring back to like the club, like there, as much as I like everybody, there's just some.
You don't
some
like
people
everybody.
I do. I don't dislike anybody, but like okay, as much as I like everybody, there's certain people that you just kind of gel with more. I feel and that's because of like things like humor and stuff like that. Like we all get along as far as like the idol stuff, but then there's people that like, oh yeah, we laugh at the same things or the same kind of jokes and stuff like that, and that kind of helps bridge like the relationship beyond just like, did you watch AK Bingo?
Or like, if your ideology disagrees with mine, then I will kill you.
You don't like gravy.
I'm lighting this torch right now.
Wait, you said you have how many Oshimen?
Yeah, exactly. When I meet people, when I meet people in real life, like, so it's kind of surreal, to be honest. Like when people either recognize me from like I guess my profile picture or something, or if they know that like I guess I do a podcast or something, right? They'll be like, "Hey, aren't you to Dave?" And I'm like, "Oh shit." Like, yes, you caught me, but then, we'll talk a little bit, and I remember one time I was like, yeah, so, like, who's your Oshiman? And the guy's like, well, in this group, and this group, it's these girls, and then for this team, it's this girl, and for this team, and I was like, the hell are you doing? Like, I asked you who your Oshiman was, like, not who your favorite girls are. He's like, no, like, I can't have just one Oshiman, and I was just like, oh man, we're gonna fight right now. Like, I'll pull out my sword.
Fuck me!
My superior Japanese steel.
We're gonna fight right now. I'm gonna unzip my pants. Pull out my sword.
Zip.
And this is how I find the same people, or the people with the same kind of humor as me.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That was the test, if we laugh or not.
Yeah, Joe's got a really good point, because before Joe actually told me that, in the parking lot at 4 a.m, I didn't really think of that, right? I didn't really think that, oh, hey, like, people are still gonna be people, so to speak. Because if you don't gel well with someone's personality, it doesn't matter if they like the same thing you do. If the two of you are gonna be polarizing, you're gonna be polarizing. It's just the sad reality is just you're gonna be polarizing bodies in the same fandom or in the same, like, you're both interested in the same thing, so you're in the same world. Your coworkers is a really good example. Like, you're all working in the same industry. That's great, right? You're all gonna be friends. Like, no, like, freaking someone could be like a total asshole to you all the time, or someone could just be like so different from you that you're like, I can't relate at all. But maybe you guys have the actual, like, you guys actually have the same position at work where you guys both do the same thing. So, but that being said, Julia, what do you think about this whole issue of like, hey, do I need to have friends to enjoy this fandom, or like, what's the difference between doing it alone on the internet and hanging out with people in real life?
Well,
Doing it alone on
that hurting, man. I don't know.
Take my mind out the gutter.
My mind's always in the gutter.
People versus alone on the internet, guys.
Well, I lone wolfed it for like 3 weeks.
Oh,
right.
You
So much
super
hardship,
you.
guys. Goddamn. But I mean, like, it was alright. It was kind of like, I'm sure you guys know, like, you feel very, like, isolated. And I think for someone, like, starting out with idols, I just felt like I was just wandering in the dark. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the heck is new and old. I'm just gonna look. And then, so then,
Turn
like,
every stone.
yeah, turning every stone except for the ones in SK.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But then, like, I think like even if I didn't join the SoCal club, I might still be into idols, maybe not as like much as I am right now, because like I am on Twitter now, and I do go on stage occasionally now. I used to go more, but now on Twitter, and it's just more fun. But like I think participating like in that online stuff can be enough, but it's definitely like way more fun, and I feel like a lot more informed when I have like the real life friends, because then we're like chatting more often, and then like you guys are like posting stuff about like recent performances and whatever, and I feel like it's sort of feeding that idol fire for me.
No. Here's the funny thing, right? You said that like, oh, you still have Twitter and stuff, but like, you totally ride my coattails, man.
Calling out.
I'm
Okay,
a
like-
real life friend who has met I've actually met like a lot of people on T-List like in real life. Well, not a lot, a good chunk.
But let me just
More
say,
than you would
though,
expect.
Like
Yeah.
the whole making jokes thing, I was just doing that, and then you just said that I was copying you, but I wasn't trying to do that.
No, but like, who are you talking to?
People that
No, she can't be friends with your friends.
I mean, I don't know.
I didn't
what
say that. I'm just saying.
He was like, "Yeah, they're
I
mine."
literally have no clue.
I can't
no,
delete my
like-
old T-list I shared with Joe.
I'm just
Like-
really, like, I'm just saying that, like, oh, like, would you have met these people on Twitter if you just randomly joined Twitter?
Oh, probably not. But like the way I find them is like, Joe talks to them and then they like reply, or like Joe's like, retweeting other people, and then I'm like, oh, okay, and then I try to look at their profiles and then follow them maybe. And then
The
Yeah.
moral of the story is just
Yeah.
follow Joe and that's all his friends.
And then you'll make so many friends.
So, like, I think I can kind of come off with like what Julia's saying, because I didn't join Twitter either until I started hanging out with you guys. Just 'cause
Oh yeah.
I was in LA and I was bored, and I was like, oh well, everyone's on Twitter. I guess I'll join Twitter too. But then, so at first it's like, okay, I just followed you guys, like my in real life friends, because I didn't know really who to follow, and then just eventually like seeing the same people getting retweeted amongst my friends and things like that. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll reply,
Mhm.
which I didn't do for like until like last month, but like whatever, it's okay. But so I think that's kind of what it is, right? Like you kind of write off with your real life friends first. And then
Yeah.
you see-
Because I
That's
don't
it.
think I would like go and look for idol fans like Twitter stuff.
Right.
Mhm.
Like that's not exactly what you're here for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, this basically just reminds me of the whole idea of like 6 degrees of separation, because if you're gonna, if you know in real life friends, or if you know people that you already like to follow, naturally they have their own circle, right? That they follow, that they interact with, and you'll be exposed to stuff like that. Like I know that I go through my T list, and I'll be like, okay, these are people I like retweeting, or these are things I like retweeting. And so if there's someone that's following me who's like, oh, I don't know who any of these people are, like maybe I would check them out. Like that's kind of just a natural occurrence of an extended circle, right? That was the
Yeah.
whole idea behind Google Plus. There were circles, and they would like join and shit. And then there were the
What a great
Olympics
idea.
and AKB48. And but
If
But,
only my Oshi would update her.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Like deserted.
Mine got closed down.
Give me more
She
picture of
graduated.
your jam.
Oh God. But yeah, I feel like it's it would have been like a natural occurrence eventually, but it's accelerated by the fact that you are actually interacting with people, I guess, in a more intimate manner. Because don't get me wrong, like you can be really close to people on Twitter, on the internet, in chat rooms, etc. Like you guys can seriously just tell your whole life stories to each other and feel like completely comfortable being like cool with each other or whatever. But I just feel like if you're meeting people in real life constantly that you're cool with meeting up with, then I mean at that point you're like, hey, we're just friends that hang out all the time, and you're just like, okay, this is cool, right?
What?
Yeah. What's hilarious
Like,
is
you become,
as I
like,
was
regular
saying that, I was looking at Joe's face, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to dig myself out of this.
Like,
Oh God, someone
you
say
mean-
something, please. I'm just
you
gonna
mean
keep
like
talking.
you mean like you
Better with
hang
this
out
finality.
initially? Okay. Did you mean like you hang out initially as like friends who are fans of the same thing, and then as time passes, you hang out more, you just become like regular friends? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I just realized again it was if you are meeting up with people in real life, and then you enter their social circles, then you start entering their extended social circles. So
Okay.
you meet people because of the people you meet.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to say because that's kind of what happens. You know, the whole Google Plus analogy, right? But that's
Yeah.
what happens with Twitter when you're just like, oh look, like people tweeting and then it's cool. Like
Right.
start retweeting someone like a billion times, and then they're all like, hey, maybe I should follow you, and then you're like, oh, I'll follow you back. And then
Right.
we're like, oh, look, we're following each other. And then Joe's like, why don't you guys talk to each other? And I'm like, all right, fine. Joe told me to talk to you, so I'm talking to you now. And now you're like, all right, that's, I mean,
She's
sure.
this creepy person on my Twitter. Joe, help!
Joe, why are you trying to make friends?
Well, see, like, let me bring it back to like even like real life stuff, right? So, the Twitter actually, like, I have a Twitter. It started as a Twitter of our podcast because I wanted people to like message us like, hey, you have any ideas? But like our podcast wasn't really that popular. Whatever. Stuff happens. Ideas don't work out as planned. But so eventually I just converted that Twitter into like my own Twitter, right? But then there's like a handful of people that will like, actually like watch the show or whatever, and like I forget, maybe like they retweeted me or whatever, and I wasn't really actively involved until like I think it was a handshake event, right, at NMB, right, and I think like I followed somebody and they were like, yo, dude, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be at the handshake event too. I'm like, okay, cool, let's meet up. And it's like, oh, our other friend's gonna be there, or my other friend's also gonna be there. I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll just meet up. So like, we met up at the handshake event, and like, I guess going back to the original theme of like, do you need friends? Like, for like the first hour or two, like I was by myself, and I was like, man, this is actually kind of boring. Right? Like I just stood in the back, and then like I'd shake hands with somebody. He's like, hey, what's up? Yeah, I liked your performance on the thing. Oh, yeah, I did blah, 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 okay. And then, like, stand in the back for, like, another hour, right? And I was like, it's kind of boring. And then, I met up with my friends. I was, like, surprised, like, who they were because based on their names, I didn't think they were girls. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, oh, who do you have, like, handshake tickets? Oh, I was like, ah, this girl. And then, like, because there's so much time and like it was an album release, so like the lines were really short. Like we'd space in, we'd space our visits in. We had that luxury. And so like somebody would come back, it's like, oh, like what'd you say to her? Like, oh, how's your, what happened to you? And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like now, I could tell people what happened, or like we could share stories, or like, I don't know if I told you guys that one story where like I lined up with my friend and like it was what is her face, Rena Pyeon, and she's like, oh, dude, are you like lovers with that other American that like just visited me? I'm like, no, dude, it's like platonic or whatever, and stuff like
Please
that.
believe
Like,
What?
She's just a friend.
yeah, I was like, oh, I just met her like Ata Bakari or whatever, and but like it's cool because like now you can create those kind of stories, like that's like a community story that gets shared, and like if I was there by myself, I'd be like, yeah, okay, well, nice to meet you, whatever.
Yeah. It's not as fun.
But now, like, yeah, now there's a community involved. Like, different jokes get created, and like, people can kind of tell what kind of person you are. People learn more about the idol based on like interactions with different people and stuff. So like, yeah, I think that part like definitely changes. And I guess I brought this to Twitter because it wasn't until then that I became active on Twitter and I'd start talking to them on Twitter. Those two people I met, and then I guess that whole inner circle just started popping up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually, because I know that a lot of fans, or I feel like a lot of fans would find like I guess live tweeters really useful, because when there's concerts or events, there are people who just want to know like, hey, what's the set list? What's going on? What's the announcement? What's the MC about? We have friends that's what they do at events. They go to them, they live tweet everything, and people are like, oh yeah, thank you for translating, or thank you for live tweeting, etc. And it's like great, like, and you follow each other. And on Twitter, follows are it's really dependent on your policy. I have a very like loose policy when it comes to Twitter. It's like I follow whatever I want to get updated on. But if something is like stupid or like if I don't like it, then it's out of here, you know? So for me, Twitter has been more like it started as an information gathering platform. Now it's just talk about getting slam dunked into garbage cans and shit like that. But
Wonderful. So true.
it's the greatest thing. But um, so when I would go to events in Japan, I would be tweeting so that people back home could kind of like get a picture of what it's like. I'd be like, yo, like I just met WhatsApp and Mayu for the first time, and this is my first time meeting one of them like that close. And I'm like, I'm giddy as a schoolgirl right now, you know? Stuff like that. I would mention like these are their characteristics or whatever. And then other people would actually, I don't know how, they would find me and be like, hey, are you at the handshake event? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, cool. And I'm like, there are strange people that are here, and they know I'm here.
Watching you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it also helped that I did go with 3 other friends, and so we're all in the same place together, and we had a place to meet up afterwards. But there were actually people who were in town around the same time, and they had their own agendas. But like some of them would actually schedule time and just be like, "Hey, I want to meet other international fans. Do you want to take some time out next week to like get lunch or something together?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, that sounds great." Like, you know me, I'm like, "Oh, look, real life people. It's going to be great." Right? Even though like you meet up and you're like, "I have no idea what you're like. Let's find out over this bowl of eel." And so
Oh
you know,
my god, you're a girl.
yeah, like what? Oh no!
Everything that
I'm
was
so
was a
scared.
lie.
Yeah, that's like if you were to meet Butter and Jimmy, you'd be like, oh, yes, like we have to be fanboys together. You meet and it's just like, you betrayed me.
I trusted you. You saw the grossness in me.
Oh, man. But yeah, so
Yeah.
because of events like that, I would end up meeting people on T-List, and then I would end up following more people, and then I'd like enter more social circles that I had no idea existed, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at all these different people talking about things that I'm interested in. And so to me, it's always been like a beneficial thing to just obviously to meet more people, but knowing the people immediately around me was a good start because. I don't know if I talked about this before, but when I went in 2012 and I went to the Tokyo Dome concerts, I was meeting 2 people for the first time, and yet they were going to be hanging out with me for like a week plus. And so I was just like, whatever, man. Like, if they're friends of yours, like they might be friends of mine, right?
Wow, that's committed.
At the end of the day, like I thought that was one of the greatest vacations I've ever had in my life, actually.
Nice.
And I'm really happy that I spent it with those 3 guys. So, to me, it was great. So having that circle, like I guess that inner circle of friends that I had finally met, I was like, okay, that's great. Like, you know, we'll always have something in common, and that is we'll meet in Tokyo. Like we won't meet in America, even though we all live
That's
here.
way
or something
easier,
like
but no.
that. Yeah, no, like we're gonna go see each other in Tokyo. Actually, to be honest, it's kind of easier to meet in Tokyo if everyone's going for the same event. So,
But would you say that that vacation was partially made so good because you had met them, or like just independent of them, and you're just glad that you shared it with them?
it has to be. I think they're swell guys on their own. So maybe I got the lucky draw, so to speak. Whereas you could meet people and just be like, man, that was a shitty trip, man. Like, I don't know what was wrong with that guy. But no, like I don't think I would have felt
Jimmy.
the same way if. I don't think I would have felt the same way if I had gone to Tokyo Dome alone. Like day 3, Marasuka's doing her solo Sakura no Hanabira, and I'm just standing there alone, just like. I mean, realistically, when I was there, it wasn't like my friend and I were gonna be like turning to each other and going, "Hey, so did you see that?" Did you see that song? That was pretty good, right? Like, no, like we were
Holding
both,
each other, crying.
yeah, we were both pretty focused on whatever it was we wanted to be focused on, and but to me, I think it was just a feeling of like I know there are. I know there are others like with me right now, even though obviously like there's 40,000 of us, right? But they're strangers to me. But you know, the four of us, the Tokyo Four, is that what we called ourselves? No, the Japan Four is what we called ourselves as a joke. Like I knew that we were all in the same building together, and because we built this bond, to me it was like, you know, this is something I shared with them. Whereas if I went alone, I would have been like, well, like I totally shared this bond with 40,000 people, right? But I have no idea who they are. So
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it?
Oh, so romantic. Name?
yeah,
Yeah, Joe.
Oh, poor Joe.
yeah. So the thing is, like, I really thought this was strange at first when Joe talked about this was third anniversary,
Yeah,
For an
and
NB.
NMB 48 third anniversary. So you went to their concert, and it was in a large venue. Like we're talking, what
10, maybe 10K, 10 to 12K, maybe.
10,000 in the venue.
Yeah.
And I remember you were like, yeah, this kind of sucks. And I was like, what the hell, Joe? Like, what's wrong with you? but then you would buy the DVD and you'd watch it and you're like, wow, this is really great. I'm like, I'm so confused right now.
Like the concert's the same, man. What the heck?
It's not the same, alright?
It really isn't. Like now that I think about it, the way the cameraman wants you to experience the concert is obviously going to be different from how you experienced it wherever you were sitting.
Right.
And in this case, Joe was like way far away. I mean, at Tokyo Dome, I was super far away too. But I think the spectacle of like the WOTA there was like part of the show to me, because on day 3 when everyone has like pink glow sticks and they're waving it in unison, like that was like, oh my god. Jimmy's like, oh. Someone's chopping onions in here. Yeah, no. There are
Jimmy's
some
got
really.
like the wrong color glow stick in his room. Just
He's just like, oops. This is the King Blade, right? Can I change the color?
there's lag. Like I'm not seeing. No.
Yeah, you're like the one guy who throws it forward when everyone's throwing it back. And you're like, just like, no, guys, wait.
And then you try to fix it, and then when you finally do, they change the move.
Yeah, the move changes. Like, damn it. I can never.
Cry.
Yeah, you're just. I'm not worthy.
I wasn't chosen.
Yeah. So obviously to me, like, I feel like there's a huge difference between going it solo and then actually having friends that you can meet up with occasionally. Even if you actually just know people from out of town and you guys are able to like meet up, you know, I mean, with some people it's like once a year, you know. I just, because of AX or Anime Expo, I met up with some people that, you know, I would normally only see in Tokyo or like on a big vacation or something like that. And it's good to see them again because they live so far away, and it's not like we're just gonna be like, hey, yo, so you want to come to LA? Like, it's a $400 plane ticket. Like, yeah, sure, I'll totally do that, right? But being together for the same event is like, okay, this is cool, we have a common interest. But I also know that, you know, these are guys that I've met in real life and that I enjoy their company. So seeing them again is really cool. And I think a lot of people, like, as much as they say they don't like people, so to speak, I mean, humans are kind of social creatures. So if you're able to meet a select few, like a small circle of people that you like hanging out with, then, you know, you're going to enjoy that a lot. And even if you're separated by distance, because in today's day and age, we have such a smaller world because of the internet, I have no conclusion for this. Yeah, Joe, like every time, like I look at Joe, I'm just like, I'm so screwed.
You all just sitting there? Go on, Dave.
Yeah, he's just like,
What are your question? Like,
I don't know what he's saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like the entire time, like, okay, I like these stories. Where are you going? Where are we gonna end up?
I know, right? So, I mean, I was talking about how meeting everyone in real life changed things for you, right? And so that's kind of what I want to know. We kind of talked about it before, but yeah, how, you know, Julia, how did meeting us? I mean, I get it. Like, you were only into it for like 3 weeks, and then you're like, oh, look, people. But and you mentioned that, you know, you probably took a deeper dive because of it. But
sure.
do you feel like there's anything else that you can mention in the sense that, like, hey, because I met these people, like, now the direction I'm going in the fandom is different?
The direction I'm going in? I feel like, yeah. Like, before I wasn't so into, like, interested in doing, like, handshakes or, like, handshake events. And then now
yeah.
our friend, Emily is going, DJ Soy Milk. She's leaving soon for her Japan trip. And, like, before when I started out with, like, being an Idol fan, it kind of didn't really interest me too much because I felt like I wouldn't really go. But it was, like, nice. Like, you know, I like read stories and read all that aggregate data of, like, how all how Joe was talking about, you get a feel for, like, how the idols might really be like.
Right.
Because everyone's posting up their stories and stuff. But that was, like, the most that I would enjoy that. And then, like, now that people are, like, I have, like, real-life friends in the club who are going to Japan, and now I'm kind of like, man, I kind of want to go now, eventually. But, like, in a good way, like I'm not mad that, like, Emily's going and I'm not. I'm, like, so happy for her, and I keep telling her, like, okay, you gotta tell me exactly when you're gonna go in, and then tell me exactly when you come out.
No, I think it's not jealousy. Like you want to be there instead of her, but like you want to be there with her.
With her, yeah. Like, it'd be so great. Because that's not happening.
I was gonna say it's not envy or jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
it's longing.
It's like, like longing. Like, I wish I could be there with her so we could all fangirl about the same thing.
One-sided.
Surprisingly, waiting in line together is actually pretty fun.
Even though, like, yeah, exactly. That's, like, one of the things.
Just the guy who likes hanging out in parking lots till 4 a.m.
Hey, you do it too, and you know it.
Dude,
Right, like,
Joe left early one time when we stayed out, and it was like sunrise.
Oh,
yeah, I left early at 5 a.m. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Joe couldn't hang. He left at 5 in the morning.
Oh, God.
Right, but, like, that's, like, one of the things, like, that turned me off of going to, like, the handshake events, because I don't like crowds. It's not that I'm, like, you know, it's, like, a problem for me. Like, I'll go to Disneyland, but I will be grouchy because there's, like, strollers everywhere. And
oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's, like, I don't want to deal with that stuff. And then, like, handshake events seem kind of like there's a lot of the same things. There's lots of closeness with the queues, and then, like, if your member's popular, then you better get comfy because there's a bunch of like sweaty
it's gonna be a long line
around you. Yeah, you're stuck there. Yeah. But, like, if you had a friend, then at least you can complain about that together.
Right. In English.
It's the difference between, like, being stuck in line alone at the DMV for half an hour versus, like, being stuck in line at Disneyland for, like, 2 hours.
Exactly.
Like, one you're way more okay with because you're with friends and you're like, oh, I get to ride this ride, you know? The other one's like, this sucks. I'm by myself and I'm just standing here, like, twiddling my thumbs, you know? Like, pretending I'm on my phone talking to someone.
Time to go to T-List. Hey, guys, I'm at the DMV.
Help,
please. Help. Send help.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned, like, lining up with a friend because you also get different reactions if you line up as friends. Like, they'll see that, like, when you're standing in line.
Yeah.
They'll make comments or
right.
Yeah, like when you tap your friend's shoulder and you go, look, she's looking at us. And then she's all like, what?
Well, some random guy did that to me because I think, like, we were.
Oh, nice.
No, we were in like we were both waiting in, like, Nana's line. It's like, oh man, like, Milky's over there, but, like, I can't see her because, like, the barricade's in the way. And I'm like, well, you can see Nagisa. And then, like, we, like, wave to her and she, like, waves back. Like, oh, okay.
Aww.
And then like I tried talking to him. It didn't really work out.
Oh.
I'm like, yo, dude.
But, like, there's, like, that thing that well, I forgot what it's called. I remember Andy mentions it sometimes, like Renban or whatever. Like, where you guys, like, line up together.
Means, like, consecutive turns.
Right. So then, like, you know, sometimes your friend, if he's, like, a really cool dude, he'll use his turn to, like, introduce the next person. Or something like that. And it's like, if you don't have real-life friends who are willing to do that for you.
Damn, that's commitment.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that for you, Julia. We're real-life friends.
Like, am I really...
This is 5, 7 seconds.
Like, am I burning this Yamamoto Saika ticket just so I can introduce my friend to her? She doesn't even know my name.
You all know your
What's my
dream,
name,
man,
guys?
Who are you? Oh, that's Julia back there. She's coming up next.
Right, but then like I hear that's what people who go quite often might do some for like someone they just met or
Yeah, that makes sense.
that like is their
What
first
a
time there
G.
or whatever. Yeah.
Or one thing is you can make all these friends and then start name dropping them. Because I'll be like, hey, I know this famous foreign fan that's totally like a huge fan of yours, and she's like, oh, cool. I'm just like, yeah, milk that.
Did she ask you more about them? Like, no, this was about me.
Yeah, but what about me?
Name drop so much that Yamamoto Saika will know entire NMBT list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
I don't think that'll happen.
No, it won't. It won't. I was
just when you said Renbon, I was thinking of Jimmy's dream Renbon of Sing Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, yeah. To Hillary?
That would be so good.
You only need like 9 of us.
Yeah.
Yo, dude,
Why?
that
That's
Renbon
not
though.
bad.
Oh, say, can you see
Private dance earthy.
light?
But 9, that's not bad. We can recruit from people who are watching, if there are any.
Yeah, because they'll totally fly to Japan with us to go to a handshake event.
We'll just
And
get
then
in
you
line
can
and
make
just be
real
like,
life friends.
we're the arena line, and like we just be like, oh, where are all Americans at?
Here you go.
I know, right?
Just go to the event and then bring a flag and start waving it.
Actually, what's insane is that I remember when I first started doing handshakes, and I haven't done that many, so I don't have like that much advice for people. But when I first went to see Hillary, it was like, oh, this is really cool because her line's like, it's short because she's not that popular and stuff, right? So you can see her really quickly. And then I remember the last time we went, I was like, holy shit, this is Hillary's line. Like it was like wrapping around 3 times, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
I'm really glad she's popular now, but this changes things, But yeah, so back to the whole like, how do you feel like having real life friends in this fandom changes things? Like, Joe, do you have anything extra to say about like what changed after you like met all of us or met people in real life?
Well, one thing, like, because we were talking about handshake events, not handshakes events. Yes. Is that like I don't think I could go to a handshake event by myself. Like I don't think I could do it. Like
That
that was the
makes
plan. That was the plan going in.
Yeah.
That's not the plan going out.
Yeah. No, I get you because when you told me your experience, I can understand a lot more now because I've never gone to an event by myself. Shit, I'm kind of like spoiled in the sense that like the first time I flew by myself was like a year or 2 ago.
Oh, dang.
And then and so like I was meeting up with people anyway, and it was gonna be like a group trip. Like I've never actually flown over there and been like, well, guess I'll do things on my own now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I don't know what that experience is like.
Well, I mean, like maybe you're not that kind of person, and some people are. I'm not that kind of person. Well,
But you kind of did though.
yeah,
You did it.
That's true.
You
Like
did
the
it.
time I went to Kagawa to eat udon for some reason by myself.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of pleasant.
And then you're gonna go to an island soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
Yo.
that's a job. It's not like,
You're not
True.
going there for pleasure.
yeah. But I'm
or
already
is it?
the pleasure.
Anyway.
But
That could change.
yeah,
Once
definitely.
you make
Like,
real life friends on this island.
I think at that handshake event, like, I guess the way because what am I gonna say? I felt the difference because like the first 2 hours I was there by myself, and then like
Yeah.
the rest of the day I was there with people. I'm like, wow, like there's so many things that happened. Like I didn't expect all of us to get dinner later, but like, and then the next day Sayaka eats there too. Like, hey,
Damn it, guys.
why are you following us?
We need to coordinate.
And then me and like this is my friend Lulu, because I think we like I came back up to Tokyo and then I came back down to Osaka. I think she was still in Osaka the entire time. Or was I in Osaka? And then I don't know. But like she was free and they're like, oh, you want to do something? Okay, let's go eat like omakase and stuff. And I was like, okay. And then like we visited our other friend in Kobe, like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like none of us really had plans for this. We just did it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. So, I guess things happen or things change. Like things changed a lot. Like after meeting people, like I didn't expect any of this stuff to happen. So I feel like Dave when when I look at him.
So,
I was like,
I
what was
don't
that,
know.
Joe?
I'm like, where's the conclusion? There is no conclusion.
Exactly.
we just
Yeah,
tell
I do
stories
think
and
that,
hope it
like-
goes places.
I guess like when you meet people, like different things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Prepared. Well, not be prepared, but like yeah, you might
Be
find lots of things. In common.
prepared.
Maybe some like we had very flexible schedules. I don't know how that worked.
Yeah, I mean, some people that I would meet up with, they would be like, well, you know, I have everything down to the minute. Like, I can spend 5 minutes with you, and then I gotta get on a train. And it's like, all right, nice meeting you. See you later. But other people are like, so, you want to just hang out for the rest of the day? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. You know. So, I mean, it's just like meeting people here, where it'd be like, what are you doing now? Well, I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, great. So, Jimmy, what about you? Since meeting us, or are we your first like idol real life fans?
Yeah,
friends. Yeah. So
Yeah,
after
'cause-
meeting us, like how have things changed for you in terms of like how you treat the fandom, how you participate in it, and stuff?
I'm more gross now.
That's what happens when you join
No,
the
no,
club.
no. Well, I think like okay, like jokes aside, I think meeting actual people in real life to enjoy idols with has made me like more open about it. You know what I mean? Like I used to joke around about being like my little like Oda closet all the time, but I think it was more of it like not because I was like ashamed to talk about like my fandom as much as it was just that like I mean I didn't have anyone to talk about it with, and B it was just that like it was like there was this mental association for me, like this was like an online thing, right? Like I would only like talk about it on Tumblr or whatever at the time, and so I never really like associated it with something like I would talk about in person with, right? And so then like you know I go and find out there's a certain San Bernardino AKB museum, which turns out to be a dude's house
God
or
damn
just
it.
a room. But then, you know, it's like, okay, we have good times, we joke, we laugh, and then, like, okay, so I was like, okay, all right, all these dudes are cool, we keep hanging out, and then, like, I become more and more comfortable with just, like, actually physically talking about idols with people. And, I mean, that's how I've been able to bring, like, some of my friends in San Diego into idols, or,
Oh heck yeah.
you know, just, like, or, like, you know, even, like, I came out at my Japanese language meetup, which was, like, the place I was like the scaredest to do it at, because you know there was actual Japanese people.
They're gonna judge me so hard.
Japanese people.
Japanese people. Why Japanese people? Anyways, but it's like, because you know, it's like, I mean, because I guess meeting actual people and being like, oh well, I mean, these are all cool dudes. I wouldn't like, if I wasn't an idol fan, I wouldn't be like, oh, you guys are all gross or something just because you like idols. It made it easier for me to make that association that's like, okay, well, just because I say I like idols doesn't mean everyone's like, you're a freak, aren't you? Get away from me, you dirty boy. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's made me like much more open as a fan. You know, like if people were to come up to me and like ask me what my interests are, I'd be like, oh well, you know, like Japanese pop music and idol culture, and I'd be much more comfortable to say that than I was before.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Oh, one thing I want to add. You know, like I actually went to the election, and then
Look at you.
but, like
Wait, when did you go again?
like
I was actually there.
2013, 2012, Gingham Check, right?
Oh.
The
Well, like, I would
AKB48
go-
election?
Huh?
The AKB48? So
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I won that thing. Like I went, and I was like, I was actually pretty bored. Like after a while, right? I'm like,
It is a lot of sitting.
And like,
Right.
you know, even last year when the club had the little like election watching, I'm like, yo, dude, I'll just go home. Like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But this year,
I came to eat dinner and I left.
Yeah, yeah.
But this year, man, things changed. I had Julia
Jimmy
in
joined
the
the club.
corner. But it was like really fun because like, you know, aside from like me and Julia going nuts, but there's like all the trash talk going on between like me and Julia.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was so good though.
like all like like random reactions and like all that stuff. I think like is like really unique. Like you can't do that like on your own.
Yeah.
You can't like
And
it's not
you
the
can't
same
even-
as like live tweeting.
And you
Right.
can't even do that if you're at the election because if you're sitting around a bunch of strangers, right?
Yeah,
Right? Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
like I was with some people that like I had just met and like I could kind of talk to them, but like it's kind of like I don't know who they are.
Imagine
Turn it
being
with
Jimmy at the Sosenkyo, and you're that one asshole who like gets up and you're like, "I'm so powerful," as like you're like, "Jirina triumphs over Yamamoto Sayaka," and everyone around you's like, "Are you serious? Like, what are you
Like,
doing
oh,
right
what
now?"
a
Fight me, bro! I dare you! I'm powerful. Let's.
Well, I will say that when I was there was like 3 really hardcore SKE fans. Like one of them was a BBQ fan, so like every time SKE won something,
Oh, I'm
like,
sorry.
yeah!
I apologize on our behalf.
They're like turning it up for every SKE victory.
Well, at the time, like the rivalry wasn't there, so I'm just like, oh,
Mhm.
yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. I like how hyped you guys are.
Yeah, no, that's how I would think. I'd be like, I like how hyped you guys are.
Yeah, dude, fun things like Azuma Rion gets called and everyone just starts doing like air keyboard. And I was like, oh yes, people get these jokes.
Yeah. Then again, those are kind of like inside jokes that we came up with because we are our own circle now.
But yeah, I mean, but that's like the thing. Like you have actual friends you meet up with and you come up with jokes up and stuff like that, and it makes enjoying like the fandom like a different dimension that you wouldn't get alone. You know,
Mhm.
unless you're coming up with inside jokes with yourself. Just
I
sitting
do
alone,
that all the
yeah,
time,
just
man.
scared.
Don't hate. Don't
But
hate,
like,
man.
just to
That's why I
bring, I
keep
just
calling-
wanted. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to like mention real quick, like, because Joe was saying how he didn't attend like the club watch for the election last year, but you came this year. Like, I honestly don't think I would watch the election by myself. I would probably just wait and then like look at the results and then like maybe watch a few clips, but definitely not like sit through the whole thing because I only know like NMB.
Oh,
And
true.
then- yeah. So then like and then there's like full like what's it called tiers of girls. Like I have no clue who
Yeah,
they
like,
are.
I have no investment in you. Fast forward.
Exactly. But then like because I was there with the club guys and Joe was saying like the reactions to people. It was great because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm happy for you that this girl that you like got in, even though I have no
Mhm.
clue who she is, and I'm like, yeah.
But Julia, you gotta
So-
be there. You gotta be there almost the entire time to support your baby girl.
Yeah, dude, she's not there till the end. You gotta
Yeah.
wait. We have that luxury, so we have to enjoy it for the other fans.
We have that luxury. Jimmy.
Unlike some people who are done after like number 75 or whatever.
Shut up, guys.
I'm done, guys. We've won. And you just leave.
Shut up,
It's
guys.
like, peace
Number
out.
79, got him. All right, good night. Bye.
That was me.
No, but last year was unfortunately the year I came back home from Japan with bronchitis,
Oh,
and so I didn't get to meet up with everyone. But I was like, I gotta cheer on my baby girl Mayu because she's going up against Sashi, you know. And so I stayed up the entire time, and like there is a reaction video with the guys at like the clubhouse. But I remember that happened, and I was just like, oh yes, like it's so great. But then I'm alone and I'm sick, and it's 4 a.m. I have no regrets, trust me. Like it was all cool, but yeah, to just be part of that like small community where
that hype
We-
train, man.
we all have like kind of a similar but different investment in it. That's like, oh, that's cool. Like that's why I actually do like observing other fans because it's like, oh, he's in it for the exercise because he's Wodagang all the time. Not necessarily, but like he's like really hyped about performances and stuff, right? And then someone else is like, oh, this is what I like. I like the gravy, and then this guy's like, oh, I like her smile or whatever. This guy gets hyped all the time for this one girl. This guy's just like, I like all of them. Dirty DD, So it's good
In the
stuff.
corner eats. I'm not even sure if he likes idols. Oh, that's me.
Yeah. So we've talked about.
Well,
Oh, wait,
hold
sorry.
on. I also
Yeah.
want to say that like I don't think it's like completely necessary, but it's just like another way you could take it, right? Like
Yeah,
before, I
yeah.
would just I would be like Julia, right? I'd just wake up and read the election results in the morning or something. So I'm like, yeah, I'm still interested in the election, but like not enough to like watch it live.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I feel like when you're alone, like there's certain things that like you emphasize more than like when you're with friends. Like one thing like I don't really talk like I'm pretty sure like we all watch shows, but I don't think I've ever really talked to you guys about shows and like jokes from the shows.
Don't you go like, yeah, it's there's that one show, and I'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Joe. And I just tune out. No, that doesn't happen with you.
I feel
All the
like
time. Well, because all the shows I watch aren't translated, and then the person who translates them is me.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
So if I don't translate it, like nobody knows.
No one knows what you're talking about.
Felix is pretty on the game.
Wait, what? Oh, T-list?
Twitter, yeah.
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 That's true. Yeah, that's true. Like, we don't necessarily, like, I think TV shows are one of, like, the big things, one of the, like, pillars of, like, international fandom, so to speak, because you can watch it and enjoy it for what it is. But it isn't necessarily something that you have to talk about, because it is kind of like, I mean, people like talking about, you know, American TV, like, The Walking Dead. You see the latest Walking Dead, man? Like, blah, 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 right? Or Game of Thrones. You can kind of do the same thing with, you know, variety shows, but at the same time, you could also not. Like, then again, I don't watch American TV, so I'm, like, really bad at this. I'm just like, yeah, that sounds really cool. So...
Yo, dude, that Jeopardy episode was so hype.
Yeah, so that, yeah, you're
so turnip on that letter.
yeah, not sure if, like, every show can have the same level of effect. Like, you watch Jeopardy and you're just like, whoa, did you see that double Jeopardy, man? Holy shit.
Dude, that guy went balls out for that double.
He waged everything. Like, damn.
He did
Dude, he made it a
true
true-
Jeopardy, guys.
True daily double, bro.
God damn it.
But I just wanted to bring that up because, like, sometimes, like, when, you know, like, you're into idols, like, there's stuff that you enjoy but by yourself, but you only do it,
Mhm.
like, it's not really a social thing.
True.
Like, there's that kind of, like, TV shows, I think, especially.
Yeah, you know what? That reminds me of how, when we started, like, playing a lot more board games, you'd be like, guys, why are you just watching this concert? I'm gonna go play board games. And you just walk away. And be
Like, this is
what?
supposed to be the AKB SoCal fan club, man. Not the board game fan club.
I mean, the thing is, I actually, early on in my fandom, I would spend it watching certain shows with my friend, like AK Bingo and stuff, because we'd be like, oh, we just want to know what happened on the latest AK Bingo. And then we'd laugh together and stuff like that. Like, Dodgeball would be a really good one to show the most casual fan, because you're just like, so, they're gonna play Dodgeball, and then if they get hit, or as they go out, then, you know, they have to do something, like,
Eat
ridiculous.
bugs and crap.
Yeah, like, she's eating a bug right now, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh no! Like, that's
And
great.
everyone
Potato.
can enjoy that slapstick
Everyone can relate,
stuff.
yeah.
Fried potato.
Yeah.
Potato.
It tastes like a fried potato.
So good. Whereas you watch those episodes where they have like serious like psychological issues talk, it's like
Let's talk about the hardships of being an idol. Just like,
Right,
No,
or like
thank
they
you.
like investigate the character and like how they really are.
yeah,
And but like you can't really get that if you don't really know them.
yeah,
or if you don't care.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm talking about, you know, like the filthy casuals.
Right. So I mean, we've talked about pretty much like what it's like to have, I guess, to long for and to have like real life friends in the idol fandom. I mean, do you guys think that there's not really like a duty, so to speak, but like, do you think it's beneficial for everyone to be like, hey, let's get more people into this. Like, let's meet more people in real life that are into idols. Let's get more people, our friends, our extended social circles into idols. Like, is that like a goal for you guys, or is that ever in the back of your minds?
Could you say that one more time?
Like, do you ever feel like, hey, like I want to get my friends into idols?
I would be concerned about like how do I do that without sounding weird?
Right? Because that is one of my concerns, obviously.
Right. Well, I will say that I'm like, because my sister, she's into K-pop, so that her, but I like kind of want her. I
Yeah,
like
dude.
tried a little bit to get her into the idol, so then I showed her some Nogi, some Nogi Bingo.
That's a good one to ease
She
her
was kind of
into.
cool with that. Yeah. You know, she likes them more than AKB, which is fine. But then like I don't think she'd be into like the music and stuff. I don't think she sees the appeal. But then like I feel like how do I do that? I would like because if I move out of LA, then I'll be in a new city, and then just like making friends in general would be hard. And it's like okay, well like if I want to make idol friends, it's gonna be even harder.
Yeah, that must be hard,
Yeah.
right? Moving to like a faraway place and
It was nice knowing you, Joe.
You'll always have T-list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I moved back to San
Good
Diego,
internet.
I've been on like idol exile.
Mm.
Just vanished away from my idol friends.
Yo, Idol Exile, dude. Fun.
They're not idols, they're performers. Okay?
They're a vocal
and
dance unit. Guys.
What? We have no Renai Kinshi. It's okay. I can date
That
them if
is
I want
true.
to.
I feel like I might try a little, like introduce them to the casual stuff. Maybe like show a concert after that, because I feel like concerts have a lot of spectacle that everyone can kind of enjoy.
Right.
And then like see if they bite, and then draw them. But I feel like the success rate would be really,
Yeah,
it would be kind of iffy.
yeah. Yo, these conversion rates are so terrible.
Are we like trying to like spread the gospel of idols now?
Yeah.
I'll like just stand outside
Have
with
you
like
heard
a
the good news
sign.
of Matsui Jurina?
Well, I do
There
work
is no
in...
good news.
No!
No! Jeez, say hello, Marco.
Damn,
Let's
son.
go.
Yo, dude, the rivalry is real.
Joe, do you feel like that's a thing that you're ever concerned with? Like, hey, do I want more of my friends interested in stuff like this, or do I want to meet more friends that are interested in this?
Well, generally with Twitter, like if there are people that are interested, but like they don't have like real life, like yeah, dude, I want to get them involved in real life to at least try it. Like maybe it's not for them, go and they'll, or maybe they're not like super social people, they just want like that select few. But like at the very least, like, hey man, try it, As far as real life friends, no. Generally, I try not to get I try not to tell people or like get people into what I'm into.
Right.
Who, like they might not be interested in it, and like when they're not interested in it, and like you keep trying to insist that they do it, like they just get pissed off at you.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't want to annoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, like, for me, it's like, if we have like a common interest, like I don't try to share it as like I'm gonna get them into idols. I just share it as like something I like. So if we're like, if I have a friend who like we get along because we both really like variety shows, for example, which I do. This is actually how I got one of my friends into it. He's really into like Korean variety shows. So I was like, oh, you might like some of the segments on like AK Bingo or some of the segments on like like SKE like Ebi show or something like that. And so we'd watch a couple episodes. And go, okay, yeah, that's really good. And then now he's like, send me more pictures of Rena, please. Yes.
Are you
But
sure you're
anyways,
into variety shows?
Maybe, but anyways, but like, yeah, it's more about like, okay, this is something I like, so I'll share it. But it's not like I'm sharing it to get you into it, Like, oh, if it asks me like kind of music you like, I might play them something, or oh, hey, I really like this concert, but it's not with like the expectation like, you must join me, we'll make the army. The San Diego SoCal fan or San Diego, whatever. I'm tired.
We're all tired.
Yeah, seriously. So I kind of wanted to lead this into a question about like how would we build community, so to speak. I think that's better left for another time. It could even be like its own subject because I feel like there's a lot to talk about with that. But we are pretty much done with time, are we not?
I mean, we have a
Yes,
couple
no, I think
minutes.
so. We have a couple
I
minutes.
don't know how
So-
long it's been running. I thought we started at like 9:45, 9:50.
Jimmy, you should. Are you time kipping?
We are an hour and 3. Sorry.
Oh, okay, so yeah, we're kind of out of steam. I can't make sentences anymore,
I'm logging into Steam.
or any better than it's time for Doter. I can't make
You
sentences.
saw me.
any better at all compared to before when Joe was just staring at me the entire time and going, "What is this guy even saying?"
I feel like I'm like that all the time, though.
Yeah, but
Dorina was like that last week.
Oh yeah.
Like, every time she answered, she just...
Yo, when I ask her about her impressions about PVs, it's just like, yeah, like, I really like the shapes, and I'm just like,
I like squares.
She
We're
brings
supposed to
her
go
own
with it.
flavor. She brings her own flavor.
yeah, of course, she's color commentary for sure. Any final thoughts on just kind of like on friendship and idol fandom? Julia?
I hope that we have a meet for the Jonkin tournament. Hoping, or like, do they? I don't know. Do they stream that? I have no freaking clue.
That one we probably won't be able to watch live.
Sadness. Well, like, can we at least watch a recording?
Yeah.
Well, we,
Okay.
we,
can
we
watch
might
any
Google
recording.
Plus. We can Google
Yeah.
Plus.
We could Google Hangout.
If I were actually to make it to the sports meet, I would have been like, "Yo, can we watch the sports meet now?"
was fun and all, but
5
can we-
or 4 hours of it.
Yeah. Jeez.
Ugh. No.
Joe, you got any final thoughts?
No.
All right, Jimmy.
He's already playing Dota.
No, I'm just saying, like, I mean, like, there's nothing to really wrap up anything. It's like,
Friends are nice. Friends are good.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
Oh God,
Joe.
we're not
No,
supposed
no.
to. Oh well. Is this our last show together? No, right?
No.
We still got
No.
Next week.
We still,
we still got 2 weeks, and it's up to you guys if you want to continue.
we still have like 50 more episodes. Dave spoiled episode 50. Like,
6 seasons and a movie, guys.
Yeah.
no,
Well, I guess, like, real life communities. Well, I want to say, like, they're not everything, but they are something.
Mhm.
Because
Like,
one thing
you know-
I didn't get to talk about, like, earlier, right, is, like, because we both staffed Anime Expo.
Mhm.
Like, man, the anime community, like, I never got along with them at all.
Oh, okay.
Like, I have friends, like, when I have friends in Anime Expo, I don't think it's because we both like anime, but we, like, both like cons. But, like, when it
Yeah,
came
yeah.
to anime, like, I never talked about it with any, or I hardly ever did. And then sometimes it got really convoluted. But, like, generally, like, with anime, like, yeah, like, it's something I did by myself. Mostly.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah,
That
like,
make-
the real
that
life
makes
community
sense.
exists, but, like, it's also, like, I think it's its own thing. There's things that you get from it, but they're
Yeah.
not necessary. It could be fun.
I agree. I hear ya. Welp, that's gonna do it for the Tears My Glutes podcast, episode 9.
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't
Yeah.
get any final words.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh wait, did Jimmy?
You skipped
I thought
him.
Jimmy totally said like, "Yo, friends are nice."
I don't think so.
Those are
Jimmy,
also
do you have
That's all we
any?
those are also his first words.
Yeah. All right.
Friends
all right.
are nice.
Jimmy, your final thoughts.
Oh, I get one. I mean, anyways, I mean, so like we do these random things, but it's like, yeah, dude, you know, it's like really fun. You get to make inside jokes and stuff like that. I think that's one of my favorite things. TBH, you know. So if people are in the SoCal area and would like to hang out, please add us on Twitter, message us.
Please meet us at half and half.
Meet us at the half and half in San Gabriel.
You guys are the worst, man. I swear to God.
I didn't do
What?
anything.
What?
Okay, this is getting off topic. So, but yeah, if you have an opportunity to hang out with other fans, I mean, like Joe said, I definitely think encourage it as something people should try if they can. But I mean, it's not the end all be all, certainly not.
You could totally lone wolf it and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
so,
if they did, we wouldn't know because they're lone wolves.
Yeah. Whatever.
One of them tree falling in the forest thing.
Yeah, yeah. Does anyone
What?
truly hear a Woda mix?
I think that's my cue to
Yes.
this broadcast.
This was the Tears My Glutes episode number 9. You can find us at tearsmyglutes.wordpress.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at I am at Dave.
Well,
Julia's-
all the Twitters are
Yeah,
listed
just
on the
Julia.
website.
They're on the website, but I'm gonna say them anyway. Joe is at Joe, and
good luck.
Jimmy is at Soltaku. Peace out, guys. Have a
Back
good
to
one.
half and half.